Here at You've Got Mails, we love lists. Let me give you a list that I just wrote down here. There's a new Aliens movie, the entire Terrifier trilogy, Gladiator 2, Venom 3, the Mission Impossible franchise. There's like 50 Nick Cage movies. That guy's so prolific. And then there's the TV shows, Mayor of Kingstown, Skeleton Crew, The Penguin, Yellow Jackets. And we love video games, so let's throw on this list Dragon Age Veilguard, Cyberpunk, and about 4 or 5 more playthroughs of the game Baldur's Gate 3. What all these things have in common? They're all in my backlog. What else do they have in common? Instead of enjoying any of these things, this week I've watched Legally Blonde. I hope this doesn't sound like a complaint. It's really not. Jason and I said a long time ago, as long as people keep downloading this, we're just going to keep making it, because validation is more important than anything on this list. Welcome to You've Got Mails.
Order in the court. I object. That's it. That's all my court jargon that I know. I'd like to call my next witness, CJ.
Surprise witness.
Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. I'm Jason. I'm here with the next witness.
Jennifer Coolidge.
And she's a delight.
I'm just starting off strong, man.
Yeah,
Strongest part of this movie, strongest part of my life.
Absolutely. Welcome, everyone. Today's episode, we'll be discussing 2001's Legally Blonde. Just a bunch of boring white people going to college. That's what I'm
telling you.
Jesus Christ. Had you seen this before?
No. You know what, though? This was one of the few on the list that my wife was interested in. She's seen it before and gave me a good recommendation.
So she liked it?
And we actually watched this together.
Yeah.
I think she liked it a lot more than me, which was surprising.
Yeah. I watched this with my girlfriend, and she seemed as disinterested as I was. So I'm not really sure what to say about this movie, other than let's just get into it and talk about Legally Blonde.
Good old Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. That's kind of a mouthful. We'll be calling her Elle. Elle Woods is her name, and she is our main character in this movie. Elle Woods is like
sounds like a Blues Brother.
That's Elwood. Elwood Blues.
That would do it.
That would do it. Yeah, that's why. That's 2 Blues Brothers references in a row. I like it.
We should just watch that movie instead.
It's too late now. It's too late to go back. I object. This movie starts with... There's a lot of montages in this movie. If I can say anything, there's a decent amount of montages.
Yeah, they got the best one out of the way real early, and that was it.
Yeah, well, I like the studying. We'll get into it. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about or not.
Oh, no, I was talking about all the sorority girls bouncing around.
This was bonkers.
Having fun.
So... This is a getting ready montage, basically. Like, we see, like, scenes of Elle getting ready, like, brushing her hair, like, putting on her clothes. Fun fact, this was not Reese Witherspoon. I come to find out. She was finishing filming The Importance of Being Earnest in England, so she was not available for this opening scene. So all the clips of her getting ready, it's not her.
That's a real shock. Going from The Importance of Being Earnest
to Legally Blonde. This, however, is the first movie that Reese Witherspoon was ever starred in that was a box office hit.
Ooh.
So she went from this to that, or that to this, and it worked out pretty good for her.
Not even Freeway?
Not even Freeway.
Wow.
That's a deep cut.
It's a solid movie.
It is a solid movie, but I didn't know anybody knew what Freeway was.
Oh, yeah. That was the one that immediately after this, my wife's like, now do you want to watch the prequel?
If you have to decide between watching Legally Blonde or Freeway, I'd highly suggest Freeway, and then just listen to us talk about Legally Blonde.
No, and then just take a nap, because that's what you're going to need after that movie.
Freeway. But she's getting ready, and we also see like another girl riding a bike, and she has a envelope in it addressed to Elle. Not really addressed, but it's like looks like a birthday card, is what I assumed it was. It's just like a pink envelope with her name written on it, little hearts and stuff. Throughout this montage, the girl on the bike arrives at the sorority house. We find out that Elle is the president of Delta Nu, and we get a walk through this sorority house, and it is bonkers.
This is what I had to ask, is like, because my wife, she's a sorority advisor, so she often goes and hangs out at her old sorority, helps them do paperwork and stuff like that.
Does she need an intern?
It is an interesting life, I'll say that. I was like, is this what it's like? She said, absolutely not. This was just made to make sure that the guys in the audience were paying attention.
Okay, yeah, because this, first of all, there are no less than probably 200 women in this one house, all moving. Like, there's not a single person just sitting in a chair, like, doing anything normal. There is one group of them that are, like, doing a choreographed dance. There are girls that are working out. There are girls that are just running through the house for no apparent reason. this girl walks through the house. She walks, and what she's doing is she's having everybody sign the card. So we get a little glimpse of like each little group of girls in the sorority house. She goes into the bathroom at one point, and there are like 8 individual sinks on the wall and like 8 individual girls getting ready.
This sounds like hellish plumbing to install.
Yeah, I mean, the logistics of this sorority house are, I don't even know. There can't be enough bedrooms for all these women. I can only assume they're sleeping together. Anyway, they finally get upstairs to...
So you watched the sequel that I watched then, too, after this.
So they finally get up to Elle's door and knock on the door. Well, she actually slides it under the door. And we find out that Elle has a little dog, which I'd love to say is a good boy, but I just... Fucking chihuahuas, man.
There's better dogs than this.
The chihuahua, I mean, it fits. Obviously, it fits. But chihuahuas are like right up there with geese for me, as far as like mean creatures that you don't really want to fuck with.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like chihuahuas. And they don't have any hair.
And,
they're too high strung.
Poodles are very mean.
Oh,
like,
really?
And I'm not talking about like the little ones. There's that's like toy poodles. Like a full-size poodle is like an animal that is made for murdering. They get very angry.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see a lot of poodles.
No. Chihuahuas, poodles, I don't go near them.
I see a lot of chihuahuas, but I don't see a lot of poodles. Welcome to Dog Talk. What's your favorite dog, CJ? Just kidding. I'll tell you who's a good boy. Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh.
He's got a nice bulldog in this movie.
Absolutely.
That's a good boy. But we find out that this card is actually, it says, "Good luck tonight, Ellen Warner forever." And we get a glimpse of her 2 like sorority sisters, like her closest friends. Like these are the only 2 sorority sisters with lines of dialogue, personalities, any kind of anything.
They are, they would fit right into a movie where they're stereotyped as porn stars.
Do you think?
Have you ever seen Zack and Miri make a porno?
I have.
They reminded me of the 2 porn stars from that.
I don't
They
remember
looked
that movie
just
enough.
like them. They acted just like them. They were really laying it on thick.
I do know I was excited to see the one. She's from the movie Waiting.
She's the insane server.
Yeah,
Yes.
Alana Aubach or Eubach or something like that.
she
I saw her
is
name in the
good.
credits. I was like, I recognize that name. Then I saw her and I was like, oh, I love this woman. She's great. She is a bright spot in an otherwise bland movie, I thought. She doesn't like seem like a typical sorority sister either. Like she's a little edgier. Like she basically is her character from Waiting, just a little toned down, I felt like.
For sure.
But the girls, they're all thinking like, I guess Elle's boyfriend Warner has asked her out this evening to like a fancy dinner. And everybody's under the impression that he's going to ask her to marry him. So they go dress shopping. And we see like the salesperson off to the side. She's like, "This is what I love the most. Like a blonde bimbo that I can take advantage of." She's saying to the other woman that works there.
Which, who would ever fucking say that? Ever.
Salespeople. I don't know. They're awful people.
Yeah, like, I mean,
feel
you can think it and probably act upon it. Like, I would have walked over and been like, "Hey, check this out." Ripped the tag off and went over. But I don't think I'd have been like, "Look at this bimbo. Let me get her cash."
But like you said, she rips like a clearance tag off of a red dress and walks over to her and says, "Oh, you have to see this. This just came in." And we get a scene of Elle. Like, we see that Elle's not a dummy. She has a look about her. She's dressed all in pink. She's blonde. She looks like a ditz. She's a sorority girl, but she knows a lot about the fashion. But
She's a fashion major.
She's a fashion major, and she looks at this dress and she says, "Well, everything you're telling me about it, I know is wrong, and I saw it in like your last summer's catalog, so fuck off." Like, this is not, and so this is like our first glimpse that there's more to Elle than just a pretty face. Like, she's got something in her. She's a little smart.
They throw in these hints for all 3 of these girls a few different times to be like, hey, they're not just ditzy, they're actually geniuses.
Yeah, she's no dummy. Cut to the dinner, and we meet Warner. I keep wanting to call him Warren. His name is Warner. Which is an even douchier name.
I just
so
wanted
it
to
makes
call
sense.
him Tom Brady because he looked like fucking Tom Brady.
He looks a little bit like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
A little bit. His name
He even had like the weird one eye that seemed to like chase away a little bit.
little butt chin thing going on. Yeah. His name is Warner. And Warner is kind of starting out the conversation with, I've been thinking a lot about our future. Laying it on pretty thick. He's really giving her the old bait and switch, because what it amounts to is that Warner is about to go off to Harvard, and he wants to become the youngest, I think, senator, he says, congressman. And he needs a Jackie Onassis type, not a Marilyn Monroe type. And he's breaking up with Elle. This public breakup did not go well.
No.
She starts sobbing.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. And I hope, I'm not trying to judge here. I don't know if this is Reese Witherspoon's real cry. She cries like a seal. She kind of, arr, arr, arr. And I'm like, wow, it's not a great cry. But everyone in the restaurant is turning their attention to Warner and Elle in this breakup. And Warner, just being kind of the douche that he is like, oh, she had a bad salad. We're going to get out of here. She gets up and walks off. And he's like, honey, just pull the car around. He's playing it off.
He's trying to play it off.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever seen, like, a public breakup like this?
I never have.
No, I've seen a few, like, public blow-ups. Like, just giant fights where...
Yeah.
Couples throwing shit at each other. But...
I don't like confrontation that much, and I feel awkward anytime I see, like, if you're at a bar and a fight breaks out, like just a yelling match or something like that.
Yeah.
I usually just kind of like shrink away and like cower in the corner because I'm not into like being part of that. So public breakup, I would probably just try to ignore it best I could, avoid eye contact with anyone.
I think movies and TV had me trained to think that like all breakups are this giant affair. When like in reality, mostly it's just two people looking at each other going like, this shit don't work anymore.
Not anymore. It's just like a text. Like,
yeah.
This isn't working. Ugh.
Very few times I can think of anybody that's broken up that it was like one-sided. Most of the time they're both like, like one person might initiate it, but the other person's quickly like, yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, I guess things aren't going good at that point, so you probably both know already that it's coming.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of people getting blindsided. I'm sure it happens. So if anybody's out there been blindsided by a breakup, I apologize.
So I got this new podcast.
No, you son of a bitch!
It's more. My host is more of a Jackie type.
Oh, so you're calling me a Marilyn?
A little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice beard.
We cut to Elle walking home from the restaurant, and Warner pulls up next to her in his car, and is trying to convince her to get in the car to give her a ride home, and is essentially saying that he's feeling outside pressure from his parents to find a different kind of girl, a smarter girl. And Elle says to him, I'm special. Like this is the only part of the movie where like you didn't really like her that much, in my opinion, because she says, I grew up in Beverly Hills across the street from Aaron Spelling. Like I'm special. She's got this real like, I'm from Beverly Hills, I'm better than you kind of attitude. This doesn't really happen a lot in this movie. She's pretty likable as far as a kid. They don't really make her out to be better than anybody else, or she doesn't have a higher standard of people that she hangs out with. Like, she's a nice person, essentially, through and through.
Yeah, I think the idea is that she has the brains and the looks.
Yeah.
But she values the looks a lot more than the brains at this point.
Yes. Warner finally gets her in the car by telling her that if she keeps walking home, she's going to ruin her shoes. And this is, like you said, values the looks and the material things a little bit.
Just like me.
Yeah. Really?
Nope.
She gets in the car. He drops her off and then just leaves without even saying a word. Like, she gets out of the car and he's just gone.
Yeah, he's lucky, like, she didn't fucking fall out of the car. Like,
that was strange.
He's out of there.
Like, why did you even bother to give her a ride home if you weren't going to talk to her on the ride or after you got her to the house? We go to a scene of her in bed watching soap operas and eating, like, one of those, like, giant, like, family-sized boxes of chocolates.
Yeah, only half of a chocolate at a time.
You kind of have to with those things, because you never know what you're going to get. Like, you get the
diabetes,
the fruit flavored. Yeah, but there's like ones with like jelly and jam in them. You're looking for like a nice caramel nougat situation, and you get a berry blast. You gotta tread carefully with those boxes of chocolate.
So I just picked like the Snickers big bag.
Well, yeah,
just a big bag of the only thing you want.
That's smart. Her two friends come in, and we find out that she's been like this for a week through like, their lines of dialogue. She's been in a real funk, essentially. They bring her some Jamba Juice, and they tell her, we're going to do the one thing that we know is going to help you get you out of your funk. They take her for mani-pedis. You ever have a manicure, pedicure?
I did.
Oh, really?
I had a manicure once in high school. I think Kristen, she actually listens to the pod.
In high school?
Well, I went to a Votech. So it's a good way to get out of 2 classes to go get a manicure. And it was a friend of mine who listens occasionally. So, Kristen, thanks for the wonderful nails.
They still look great. 20 years later.
Look at the shine on them.
Yeah,
that's definitely not just body oils.
That's a hell of a job.
Yeah. And then I had a pedi. I had a pedi.
It's hard for you to say it. It's hard for me to hear it and keep a straight face.
I was on a vacation with my wife and another couple. The other guy was going skateboarding at a skate park. It was Florida. It was 95 degrees. So I decided to just go with my wife to the spa that they were going with. And they were making fun of me the whole time because it's very, like, I don't like people touching me like that. Like, I married the person I want to touch me. And I definitely don't like feet. They're fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I don't want anybody touching my feet.
My feet aren't even like disgusting. I just don't want anybody touching them.
Yeah.
First, we're sitting in the waiting room. They booked me a massage, and they're making fun of me because I'm all nervous. And then a 6'2" Swedish goddess walks out of the back room, and she goes, "Is CJ here?" and I stood right up and said, "That's me. I'm CJ." So that changed the tone on that situation. But then right after, we went for pedicures, and it's just like it was this young Ukrainian girl. She traveled halfway around the world.
Just to touch your feet.
She now has my feet in her hands, and I'm just like, this isn't what you expected. This is not the America that you wanted. I know it's not. Like, you weren't in Ukraine like, I can't wait to get to America and touch, like, some gruff dude's feet. So, I don't know. It was that whole situation had me bothered. She did want to paint one of my toenails, though.
Did you let her?
No.
Oh, I would have. Halfway around the world, CJ. You could have let her paint one toenail.
Just even talking about my feet this much, I'm like, I gotta cut some of this feet talk out of here.
Please, I'm grossed out by it. While they're all getting their manicures and pedicures, Elle is sitting in the waiting area and she's looking at a magazine and she's flipping through and she sees a picture of a guy and a girl and realizes that the one is
Tom Brady's brother.
Yeah, Warner's brother. And he is marrying a woman who's like a Vanderbilt who went to Harvard College, Harvard Law School. And Elle has this bright idea that she needs to like go to law school, and that will make Warner fall back in love with her. And she'll be the woman that he wants to take home to mom and dad.
This scene had my favorite line in the entire movie. Is when she looks at the Vanderbilt and she points the picture. I can't even remember who.
It's like an older woman sitting next to her.
She goes, "I need to be her," and she goes, "Practically deformed."
And the woman isn't even like she's got some horse teeth. I'll say that, but she's not like some hideous cave troll. She's just a little odd looking, a little different, but you know. So Elle gets up and just basically runs out of the nail salon. We meet Elle's parents just briefly, and she's in the pool, like telling them that she wants to go to law school, and the dad is just like, "Darling, law school is for ugly, boring people. You don't belong in law school.
I didn't buy you those boobs for law school."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the mom is just like, you play second in like the Miami Tropics beauty pageant. Like you're not a lawyer. You don't need to go to law school. You look too good for law school. Your path is already paved. You're a beautiful young woman. You don't need to go to law school. She won't have it, and she's going. You know, this is like when kids tell their parents they want to get an art degree, essentially, for these people, and they're like, "Oh God, well, you'll never work." Like this is how the parents view law school. She goes to the counselor at the school she goes to now and tells her that she wants to go to Harvard. And the woman is like, "Oh, no, honey. Like, this ain't for you.
Yeah,
like, you're not."
Everybody in her life is like, are you? What's wrong? Yeah. Like,
but Elle is persistent. And this woman is very nice to her and is like, "All right, well, this is what you need. You're going to need an essay, like a really good essay to get in. And you need to score like 140 something on your LSATs, which is like the law school's SATs, right?"
Yes.
And she's going to need a bunch of good recommendations from her teachers. We get another montage. This one starts out, she does like a video essay.
Yes.
Which this was fun. Like I thought this was pretty cool. And we get intercut clips from the video essay and then her studying for the LSATs. And all of her friends, like her sorority sisters, the two that have personalities, are all there for her, like helping her out, reading her questions. Really, they don't know what she's trying to do, really. Like they don't care about it that much.
They don't quite understand it.
No, like she at one point is like, "I'm going to Harvard," and they're like, "Vacation? Can we all go?" And they don't even know what Harvard is. Like they have no idea. But at the end of the montage, she gets her test results back and she scores 179.
Which is pretty damn good, I think.
180 is a perfect score. So she gets she's in the top like 1.1% of
That's I mean, they keep throwing
LSATs.
out hints, especially with her, that she's a genius.
Yeah. I think she was supposed to get 147 to get in, is what I believe was the number.
I believe so.
And she does a test exam earlier on in the montage and gets a 143. And then she finally goes on to basically crush it and just become like a super genius. And we get a scene of a bunch of stuffy old white guys at Harvard who are watching the entry video, and they're kind of the gatekeepers at Harvard. They get to decide.
Absolutely befuddled by this video.
Well, the one guy, the head guy, is kind of like, "Oh, we don't really need this here. She's not Harvard material."
Yeah.
And all the other guys are like, "Yeah, but she's got a lot of great extracurricular activities, and she's done this, she's done that. She has a degree in fashion, which from what I understand, it actually helps you out get into like a school like that because they're looking for more diverse.
Well, like
people.
lawyers usually have a specialty.
Yeah.
Like animal lawyer, fashion lawyer.
Bird law.
Bird law.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like she's basically a diversity hire. She's what people keep complaining about on the news. Like they brought her in because she was a little
Beautiful
different.
white woman.
Yes.
Diversity hire. So they end up deciding to bring her in because she is different and they want a little bit of diversity at Harvard. Elle shows up at Harvard. She's got a giant moving truck. She's in her like convertible, wearing all pink. Brewster's got his own, or Bruiser, the Chihuahua, has his own little Harvard jacket. And they show up, and this is a fish out of water scenario. Everyone there is just staring at her like, "Who are you? What are you doing here? You don't belong here."
I like this concept. I do. That she's just so fucking confident. Like she knows that everybody's staring at her, and she's just like, I'm going to steamroll through this.
Well, and I like that she doesn't change herself.
Yeah.
She just is who she is, and she's gonna get what she wants, like her way. She's not gonna dye her hair. She's not gonna dress more conservatively. She's just gonna go in there, and she's like, I can do it. Like it doesn't matter what I look like.
You don't have to change anything when you look like Reese Witherspoon.
That is true, but I mean, she's trying to like fit in. She's not even trying to fit in, but she's trying to get Warner back, and she's trying to be this Jackie Onassis type, but she's not. She's just going to keep doing what she's doing.
Oh, yeah.
She has a scene where everybody, first day of school, gets their packets with their class itinerary, a map, all their teachers they're going to have, their books list, and the guy giving it to her is a total dick. Like, everybody really treats her shittily. Is that a word, shittily?
It is now.
They treat her badly. For the most
shittily,
part.
some would say.
Yeah, some would say that. They might not be right, but they would. And this guy basically just blows her off. She asks for a social events calendar. She says it's missing from her packet. She's like, the wine mixers, all this stuff. And he's like, let's get the fuck away from me, please.
Yeah,
and then we have like an awkward meet and greet on the grass with like her and like 5 other students. It's like maybe like their student advisor sits everybody down in like a little group each at a time. And they kind of introduce themselves. We get one guy who's David Kidney. He's actually credited as Dorky David Kidney. He's just like
Dorky David Kidney.
Yeah, he's just this big, odd-looking dude. And then we get another girl, Enid, who is just like what do I want to say?
She doesn't bring up a single conversation without her mentioning that she's a lesbian.
There is that, yes. Yeah, she does that. And she's very just kind of no nonsense, not fun, doesn't like Elle at all.
Pretty much all of Harvard you're describing right there.
Yeah. And then there's like another guy who's a super genius, which we never see this guy again, except
IQ
for like
of 187.
sleeping. Yeah.
Do you know like that's higher than Stephen Hawking?
Well, he says that
Einstein.
Stephen Hawking stole an idea from him when he was in 4th grade.
Like that's in the top 0.0001% of humanity.
But he was smart because he isn't really seen in this movie again. He gets out pretty quick. He has this one scene and then
smart enough not to be in this shit.
Yeah, you see him kind of just like lazily in classes, like sleeping through class pretty much the rest of the movie.
He got cast in A Beautiful Mind right after this and just left.
These are all like little side characters. I didn't really feel like anybody, as far as side characters go, were really all that well fleshed out in this movie. Nobody really stuck out to me. Except for Jennifer Coolidge.
Luke Wilson's like the love interest and he barely sticks out.
Yeah, he's barely in the movie.
Yeah.
There's a few side characters that I enjoyed, but most of them are just kind of there to be there. They're just taking up space. She bumps into Warner at the halls of the campus in one of the buildings she's in, and he's just shocked to see her, and she explains to him, I go here now. Like, this is where I go. I'm part of the school now. Why don't we meet later after class on a park bench and we'll talk about it. She has her first class. Professor Stromwell is the woman's name. And you can tell she's like a real hard ass.
Oh, yeah.
And she has it out for Elle immediately. She kind of picks her out of the crowd as not cut out for Harvard.
Easy to pick out in this crowd.
Yes.
Everybody is wearing all black and typing on a black laptop.
Yeah. She's really gunning for Elle. And
Elle's dressed like Hugh Hefner for some reason. Did you catch that?
No.
She's wearing like a peacock smoking jacket.
I didn't even notice. The amount of costume changes.
I got real into fashion during this.
The amount of costume changes. I looked on IMDb. I think they said that she has over 80 different hairstyles in this movie, which I don't think there's even 80 different scenes. I don't know how that's possible.
I didn't know there were 80 different hairstyles.
Yeah, neither did I. But this lady asks Elle if she read the first part of the book that they have, and Elle says, well, I didn't realize there was any homework. And she calls out to another girl in class, Vivian, played by Selma Blair. and says to her, do you think that we should kick her out of class until she's more prepared? And Vivian says, absolutely. And you can tell Vivian doesn't like Elle either. She's kind of like the teacher's pet, stick up her ass, like not the most friendly. This is going to be our adversary throughout the movie, basically. So they kick Elle out of class. She goes to the bench where she's supposed to meet Warner, and she's all upset. And Luke Wilson is there, looking way too old to be in college.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, a lot of these people are way too old to be in college, it seems like. Like
all of them.
Tom Brady guy, Warner, he looks like Tom Brady now.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like he's well into his 30s.
Yeah, I'm used to having people too old for high school. Too old for college is a real step.
Which, okay, Harvard Law, you usually don't go to school like Harvard Law right out of high school. You go to another law school first.
Yeah, people are going to be older, I guess.
And this is like your finishing school. But you'd be,
not
23, 24.
Yeah, not in your 40s.
Yeah. Look at me knowing all this stuff about college.
It's impressive. But Luke Wilson's sitting here and he sees that Elle is depressed. I don't even know what Luke Wilson's name. I have people's name in this movie.
I keep thinking Joe because I've seen Idiocracy like a million times.
It's not Joe.
And I just can't not see him as the guy from Idiocracy.
But he sees that she's upset and she tells him, the story about her first class, and he asks who the teacher was, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a rough one. And he asks who her other teachers are. My first thought was he was a teacher. I thought that this was going to be one of those teachers falling in love with his students scenarios, but that's not the case. Still, though, they make it seem like he's a student, and he's definitely not a student.
He's like a TA and an assistant to that.
Yeah, I don't think he's even a TA.
Really?
I'm not sure what this guy is, honestly. But he asks who her other teachers are, and she gives him a list, and he gives her a little hint for each teacher, like, here's what to expect, here's how to get through their class.
Don't forget to cup the balls.
Oh, Jesus. And she says, oh, I'm so glad I met you, and gives him a nice little smile. Then Warner shows up and starts to talk to Elle about what she's doing there, and Vivian comes up, and we find out that they're an item, and they're actually engaged already. I don't know how long it's been since Warner left Elle. It doesn't.
But he does say that like he was with her before Elle.
Yeah, and then they hooked back up here at Harvard, and he's already proposed to her. So this is like a power couple move. He's getting himself a good Harvard law student.
Yeah, this is like a Game of Thrones thing here. He's marrying in.
It really is. And it pissed me off. He calls Elle Pooh Bear, like in the first scenes that we see of them.
Yeah.
And now he's calling Vivian that too. You can't reuse.
No, you got to come up with a new one.
Yeah, you can't reuse pet names. That's awful.
That's right, Schnookums.
It better be the only motherfucker you call Schnookums. So this upsets Elle. And what do you do when you're Elle and you're upset? You get a mani-pedi.
You also crashed 7 vehicles.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. She's driving to that place, just flying, and causes a 6-car pileup and just parks the car and gets out and walks in the salon. But this is where we meet the lovely Jennifer Coolidge.
I mean,
her name is Paulette.
She's so amazing.
I love her.
Everything she does.
She
great. Has throwaway lines in this that are funnier than any other line in the movie.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely another bright spot. But we find out she sits down to get a mani-pedi and she's talking to Jennifer Coolidge about what happened with her. And then Jennifer Coolidge is telling her about how her ex just decided one day that he didn't want to be with her anymore and kicked her out of their trailer, kept their dog. She shows him a picture of this bulldog.
Oh, I'd be pissed about this too.
Yeah. And they have a nice little bond. This is going to be like Elle's friend. And you can tell Jennifer Coolidge kind of doesn't really fit in where she's at either. She dresses pretty flamboyantly. She's just she's got her own style. So they really kind of connect right away.
Yeah, she basically plays herself.
Yeah.
In any movie, and it's always great. But it is her own thing.
Yeah. We also get a little scene in the salon of the UPS guy coming in, and Jennifer Coolidge just clams up. He's like a handsome UPS guy.
No, he's putting a beating on those shorts, man. Yeah, you can tell he sets down a box. He doesn't bend over. He gets the full squatting.
We can see what Brown does for you. You can tell that she's interested in this guy, but doesn't really know how to do anything about it. She's shy.
Yeah, she clams up.
She doesn't think she's worth having a good-looking boyfriend. She's kind of just down in the dumps. We go back to Harvard and her next class with Professor Callahan. Who, did you recognize this guy? This is his second appearance on the podcast.
He looks super familiar. I know I've seen him in a million things.
He's Mr. Andrews. He's the guy that designed the Titanic.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Love this guy as an actor. So, he has his own class, and we find out he actually has his own law firm, too. He's a lawyer, and he's going to have an internship to be on his law team, essentially. You're basically a page.
Yeah, he picks 4 people out of the class.
Yeah, you getting the guys coffee, getting them donuts, whatever, but you're also learning a little bit about the legal system. You get some courtroom experience. You get to see some things. She calls home to talk to her girlfriends, and we find out that the one she's actually in a wedding dress on the phone. telling her that her boyfriend proposed, and they're asking her, well, did you get the ring from Warner yet? You know, how's it going over there? And she's like, oh, you know, we're getting real close. And she's not getting real close. You can tell she's upset that her friend got asked to get married before she did, and her plan's not really working out the way she wanted it to.
She's still plotting.
Yeah.
Have you ever like schemed to get a girl back or anything like that?
No, I'm not really a schemer. No.
I had a girl.
There was that one time I had you dress up and try to mug the one, and I saved her.
Did you have to stab me?
It had to look real, CJ.
I had a girlfriend that had ended badly right after high school, but we still were in the same social circle for a long time.
Yeah.
And I made it a habit of befriending all of her new boyfriends to the point where she hated them. So, like, if I could get like this is, I'm not super proud of this, but
you should be.
The whole idea was if I could get them to cancel plans with her to hang out with me, that was the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I look back on it, it's kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
Should have just moved on.
Things we do when we're young.
Yeah.
After the phone call, she hears Vivian and her friend outside her dorm room inviting people to a party, and she pokes her head out and wants to go to the party. And Vivian tells her, well, it's a costume party. I don't know if you'd really be interested in that sort of thing. And she says, well, I love costume parties.
Quick move.
Yeah.
So slick.
Says, I love costume parties. She gives her the address, tells her the time. Elle shows up in like a pink, speaking of Hugh Hefner, like Playboy bunny costume. And I saw this coming from a mile away. Not a costume party. But she goes in and just fucking owns it. Like, she walks in, realizes it's not a costume party, and instead of like turning tail and heading right out, she's like,
no pun intended.
Yeah. Turning cottontail and heading right out. She says, where's the drinks? Like, I'm here. Let's party. And she just makes her way through the party and just hangs out. And
I think it was ridiculous that everybody at this party is kind of making fun of her. Like, I've been to a good, decent amount of college parties. She would have been the most popular person there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
like, without a doubt.
We're supposed to believe that all Harvard students are stuffy assholes, which might be true, but
this just looks bad for them.
Yeah. She finds Warner, and Warner's excited to see her in a Playboy bunny costume. Like, too excited. Mm-hmm. This guy is way too touchy for being engaged to another woman. And it's just kind of like flirting with her. And she brings up the fact that she wants to get this internship in Professor Callahan's class. And Warner's just, you're not smart enough. Like, you don't really belong here. You're not smart enough to get it. Like, you're not going to get it. He's kind of a dick. I mean, Warner's a dick throughout the entire movie, but
for sure.
Yeah. Now she's on a mission.
This is where her goals change.
Yeah, she doesn't want Warner back anymore. She wants to prove Warner wrong.
Yes.
And there is definitely a shift in the movie where, because, you know, she is trying to, like, break up a relationship, which isn't, like, the greatest, you know. From here on out, though, she's just in it for herself, and she just wants to excel at Harvard and prove everybody wrong. She's not a dumb blonde. She can do what she sets her mind to. So then we get a good getting smart montage, where she is just basically researching the hell out of every book at Harvard.
Yeah.
And she is in her classes. She's giving good answers. She's making good points. The teachers are like, hey, you know, not too bad. You're kind of getting it. From the montage, we get another scene of her and Jennifer Coolidge, and they're in a car driving somewhere. They pull into this real shady looking area. Looks like a junkyard. And she says to Paulette, Jennifer Coolidge, are you ready for this? And she says, not really. She goes, no, you can do it. Go do it. And she walks up to this like little Airstream, like metal trailer, and knocks on the door.
My bathroom is larger than this
it's
trailer.
a tiny trailer.
Yeah.
And this man, who's about the size of half that trailer, walks out. And we find out this is Jennifer Coolidge's ex. And she's kind of tongue-tied, and he's being a real shit to her. And Elle pops from around the corner and uses like her... For as much studying as she's been doing, she doesn't have a great grasp on law. It doesn't seem like. She's kind of fumbling her way through...
Yeah, I mean, I think she lawyers them pretty hard.
Well, luckily, this guy doesn't seem that bright, because I think a smarter person would have not fallen for this. But Elle, you know, kind of explains to him that you were common law married, you lived together in this trailer for this long, and because you haven't left the trailer, she has rights to the dog. They're basically just there to get the dog back.
Yeah.
And they tricked this guy into giving her the dog back.
She also represents herself as her lawyer, which is super illegal if you're not a lawyer.
That is true, yeah. Next scene is Elle at the, they're having like some kind of discussion about a case in Professor Callahan's class. And Warner gives this answer, and then Elle gives a better answer and kind of shows up Warner. And as she's walking out of class at the end of the day, Callahan says to her, hey, you know, you did a good job today. And tells her that, you know, he's looking for interns for this internship. Would you like to apply? And do you have a resume? And she says, yeah, I do. And gives him the resume. It's on pink paper, and it's scented.
Yes.
She leaves. Luke Wilson walks in right after this and talks to the professor. We still don't know what his angle is or who he is, what his deal is. It's not a student. I thought he was a teacher for the longest time. And he like smells the resume and he's like, that's nice. It's a nice resume.
That's a pleasant resume.
We find out that Callahan's law firm is going to be trying a murder case, and he's looking for interns. So they're essentially now they're picking the interns for this internship.
Incredibly high-profile murder case.
Yeah.
Don't you think you'd want a little bit more than the interns, the first-year law students?
Well, I think you have your own law team on top, because there are other lawyers involved besides the students. I think you're just picking students to essentially get your coffee. That's basically what he has most of them doing. It's just grunt work, like carrying papers and getting coffee and stuff like that.
I mean, if I was like the millionaire, though, I'd want like the 5th-year law student getting coffee.
Not the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we find out the 4 to be picked, though, are Warner, Vivian, Enid, who's like the mean lesbian.
Yeah.
And Elle gets picked. So first day in court, we find out finally that Luke Wilson is actually an associate of the law firm. He works for Callahan. And he's been on campus, like, he says doing intel, which I don't know what the fuck that even means. Like, what? What could he possibly be scoping out? I'm like, well, I mean, I know. And he's
sleeping with college girls. Come on.
Yeah. We find out that the case is a woman who murdered her much older husband. She's like a fitness influencer, essentially. Would be what she would be nowadays. I guess she's doing like workout videos and stuff. Turns out she is a Delta Nu alum. Like she was in the sorority.
And Elle sort of knows her.
Yeah, she graduated about 4 years before Elle, but Elle took one of her workout classes at a gym a couple times. So like has like limited interactions with her, knows her a little bit. Elle immediately says like she doesn't believe she did it. You know, the sorority sisterhood runs deep. You know, she knows what kind of person she is because she's in a sorority. And she also says that, I like this, she was like, she works out all the time. All those endorphins, she's so happy. And happy people don't murder people. So this is her excuse for out loud.
Never met me after I've worked out.
This scene was really weird to me. They're back at the salon and the UPS guy comes in again and comes over. And there are so many dick jokes that aren't dick jokes. Like he walks over like, I got a package for you. And it's real suggestive.
Everything short of winking directly at her.
Yeah. And Paulette signs for it, but doesn't know what to say. And when she leaves, Elle's like, oh, I got to move. This was weird too. She's like, this is a move that my mom taught me when I was 14 years old. It's guaranteed to get you a man.
This is saying some stuff
and it's the bend and snap where you drop something, you pick it up and you snap back up and you make like little T-Rex arms.
You squeeze your boobs together.
Yeah, it looks like you're being a T-Rex though, is what I thought the entire time. And this turns into like a dance scene where every woman in the salon is doing the bend and snap, but they're also doing weird dance moves on top of it.
But they're not good dance moves.
No, they're awful.
Like what the?
Maybe I'm just jaded after watching a marvelous musical last week where everyone would just break into song and dance, but this didn't do it for me.
This was the exact opposite.
It really was.
I do love at the end, like the very queenie hairdresser guy comes out and he goes, oh, the bend and snap. That's the move.
It works every time.
Yeah.
Elle visits the murderer, played by Ali Larter.
Yes. Love Ali Larter.
I don't remember her character's name, but Elle visits her in the prison and is trying to get the alibi because they know that she has an alibi, but she won't give it up. So Elle goes in to see her and takes like a nice like basket with a bunch of things for her. And we find out that her alibi is that she was getting liposuction when her husband was murdered.
She's not a real fitness influencer.
Yeah, and she can't let her reputation be ruined by this. So she can't tell.
Murder does not ruin the reputation.
No. And Elle tells her, you know, your secret's safe with me. I won't tell anybody. And they find out that she was visited by someone in prison. They put it together that it was Elle. And Elle says, well, I went to get the alibi. And he says, well, did you get it? And she's like, yes, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. And she refuses to give it up to anybody. And at this point, Warner goes like full shithead and he just like, who cares about her? Like, it doesn't matter if she likes you or not. Like, you could really go far if you just give up her alibi. And you see Vivian in the background kind of like looking at this too, like not real happy with Warner.
Sisterhood.
Yeah. So they decide they need to go interview the ex-wife of this guy that got murdered. And she's at a spa. Like, she didn't show up for her interview. So they send...
was this Raquel Welch?
It was Raquel Welch, yeah.
Thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, so they decide that it's a spa. They're going to send Elle, and they send Luke Wilson's character to go interview her. This really didn't do anything. Like, she didn't give any kind of, like, pertinent information. It was just a place to stick Raquel Welch in this movie, I thought. But they go and they talk to her. Nothing comes out of it, aside from the fact that... Oh, I think she does mention that...
the pool boy.
The pool boy. That Ali Larter's character might have been having an affair with the pool boy. And we get that out of it. This was weird. We get a scene. The big weird guy, dorky David Kidney,
yes,
is trying to ask a girl out outside of the dorms. And they're both just like, these two girls are just being so mean to him as Elle walks by.
Yeah, they're like making fun of him.
Yeah, and Elle walks by and hears this, and she stops and turns around. And she goes back over and makes a scene where she walks up and slaps him across the face and says, "How could you ignore my calls and all this? You gave me like one night of the best pleasure I've ever had, and I never heard from you again."
Heart of gold, this woman.
Yeah,
that's wingman and a half.
She makes him look real good for these girls, and then she walks away, and the girl's like, "Oh, well, when did you want to have this date?"
That was just going to lead to mass disappointment.
No, it really is.
Like, there was no way this guy was going to make
Not for that guy.
Happy. No.
And then there's even a scene where like Vivian and Elle are starting to get along too. Like, you see, like everybody's kind of starting to accept Elle and see her for her worth and not her just image. It's trial time, and they're interviewing Ali Larter on the stand at first, and she just looks hella guilty. Like she won't admit to anything. Like she doesn't have any good answers.
Did you see what she's wearing?
She's wearing like a newspaper jacket. Is this
of her own trial?
Oh, is that what that was? That's a bold move.
Yeah. Like it's got her name on the headline across her like chest. It's crazy.
Yeah. But the first day of the trial does not really go well for anybody. You know, she does not look good. Cut back to like a quick scene in the salon where the UPS guy walks in again and is like, "I got a big one for you." Oh, wink, wink. And walks over with another package.
I'm telling you, half of this movie could have been a porn. Like, there's just so much porn stuff happening in this movie.
I thought it was interesting that you bring that up. Not that this was going to be a porn. But I guess originally this movie was like an R-rated. And they had to like cut a bunch of the dialogue and some scenes to like get it down to a PG-13. So I feel like there was like almost like tiptoeing on the border of like obscene.
It would make a lot more sense.
But it never got there. But he comes over to get her to sign for the package, and she drops the pen and tries to do the bend and snap and breaks the man's nose.
She snaps this guy's nose.
Yeah, like we cut to a scene of Elle on the phone at the courthouse talking to her. She's like, "You broke his nose?" And she's like, "Yeah, but I think we're going to go out anyway." Like it worked out. They're going to put the pool boy on the stand at the trial to talk about, his affair. And Elle happens to hear him talking outside the courtroom, and
he's making fun of her shoes.
Yeah, he calls out her shoes by designer name.
Yes, and it was like last year's fall catalog.
Yeah, like he knows a lot about designers, and Elle runs in and tells him, like, there's no way that she had an affair with this guy because he's gay. Like, I know he's gay because there's no way he would know designer shoes.
Straight guy. I do like she looks at Tom Brady, and she's just like, "Tell me about my shoes." And he's like, "They're black?"
Yeah.
He's like, "See? Straight."
And even Ali Larter's there, and she goes, "He did leave a share tape in the pool house one time." So he gets up on the stand, and he says that they were having an affair. And Callahan wasn't present for this conversation where they said he was, where he says he's gay. So Luke Wilson gets up, and he's like, "I got a few questions, too." And he brushes past Callahan. He just asks him a bunch of, like, rapid-fire questions. Like pretty mundane stuff that he answers. And then the final one is like, "And your boyfriend's name is?" And he's like, "Chuck."
Yeah.
Which, me too.
Hey.
And he like freaks out. And it's kind of like blows this guy's whole story that because he is in fact a gay man. And his boyfriend Chuck is in the courtroom and gets up and he's like, "You bitch." And he walks out. Because he actually says, he's like, "Not my boyfriend. He's just a friend who's a guy." And then Chuck gets up and causes a scene. And that's like the nail in the coffin. So after that day's events, and
what's his play? I guess they were paying him.
That's what I think it was. Yeah. Somebody was paying him.
They never really mentioned like why he's lying.
Yeah, I think
it must have been a getting paid.
I think he was being paid off. After that day in court, Elle's walking down the hallway, and Vivian sees her and tells her that Callahan wants to see her in his office. And Callahan's telling her like what a good job she's been doing and how she's going to make an excellent lawyer. He sits down next to her. I was getting real creepy vibes from this guy, but I was like, not the guy that built the Titanic. Like, I think they're just shooting this in a weird way. Like, they're not doing this guy any favors.
Yeah, he kept moving closer.
And then he puts his hand on her leg, and he's like, what would you be willing to do? Like, how far do you want to go? And Vivian comes to the door at this point and sees this. And just sees this part of it. Elle gets up and leaves, and Vivian confronts her in the hallway. She's about to get in the elevator and says, "I see how it is. Like, you're just going to sleep your way to the top. You're just what I thought you were. Exactly how I thought you were."
This was really weird, and I don't even know if it's worth pointing out, but she gets in the elevator and there's a plaque across from the elevator. If you look at the plaque, you can see Selma Blair standing, waiting to be told to walk into the scene.
Oh, really?
So Elle walks past her, walks in, and Selma Blair's just standing there staring ahead, and then boom, walks into the scene.
Oh shit!
And I'm like,
even catch
how did
that.
they not see that?
Maybe they just couldn't reshoot it at that point.
Yeah, it was very weird.
So this basically just ruins everything for Elle. And she packs up all of her things. We get a scene of her outside the salon, her car all packed up, full of all her bags and everything. And she goes in to let Jennifer Coolidge know that she's leaving. And it turns out, like, the mean professor, her first professor, the woman, who we hadn't seen since that first class.
This whole conversation, her and Jennifer Coolidge, they're showing us from the angle of a side of a woman's face taking the entire screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Surprise, she's back. And she hears all this and she gets up. And she says to her, if you're going to let one stupid prick ruin your life, you're not the girl I thought you were. So this was like, you've shown me something. I've known you've been special all along, Elle. I was hard on you because I cared. Even though we never saw this woman after she was just a complete dick to her that first
we never
scene.
see her again after this.
We never do. Well, no, that's not true. She's at the graduation.
Oh, okay.
We also get a scene of Luke Wilson, Vivian, and Ali Larter's character sitting around talking. And Vivian says that Elle quit and she's leaving. And Luke Wilson explains to her what happened, that Callahan hit on her and she didn't accept it and like left. And now Vivian feels terrible because she basically told her to kick rocks and get out.
Yeah.
You know, she's not good enough. And they're all like, well, I have a plan. We'll get her back. So next day at court, Callahan walks into the trial and he goes to sit down at the table and Ali Larter fires him and tells him he's not her lawyer anymore. In walks Elle, ready to be the new lawyer.
And now in pink.
All pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did tone it down.
She like slowly started dressing more and more like a lawyer, wearing suits, and now all of a sudden she's found her power animal.
Yeah, she's all back in pink. And they have like a little sidebar with the judge. The judge, you know, apparently it is legal. I mean, according to this movie.
I should have looked this up.
For a law student without a degree yet to be someone's lawyer, as long as another lawyer is there to supervise. And Luke Wilson volunteers to be that guy.
Wildly inappropriate.
In what way?
To be this lady's lawyer. Like,
oh, yeah. Well, I mean, she doesn't care. It's a sorority sister. She's all for it.
Me and you, we're pretty fucking tight.
Yeah.
If I'm on murder trial, I do not want you to be my lawyer.
I'd be an excellent lawyer. We see Jennifer Coolidge and the UPS guy show up to watch the trial. This all happened very quickly because she was like on her way out and they all got a hold of her somehow and made her the lawyer.
His face is all bandaged up from her breaking his nose.
Yeah. Her two sorority sisters show up to be there for the trial and watch her do her trial, which how they got from California to Boston in what seemed like a matter of hours amazed me. But Elle gets the daughter of the guy that was murdered on the stand.
Linda Cardellini.
Who is that?
She was the star of Freaks and Geeks. You probably know her as Hawkeye's wife.
That's who that is?
Yeah, she's great.
And her name is Chutney, which is an awful name.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
But she's one of the witnesses, and her father is the guy that got murdered, and she's accusing Ali Larter of doing it. And her alibi is she was getting a shower at the time, whenever he was shot. Well, Elle, being who Elle is,
busts out the perm defense.
Knows that she has a perm and that she couldn't have possibly been washing her hair in the shower, so she would have had to have heard a gunshot. And this, like, basically breaks this woman, and she's like, confesses to shooting her dad, like, that easily.
Yeah.
You know?
She wanted to shoot Ali Larter.
Yeah, she meant to shoot her and didn't realize it was her dad coming in the door. And she has a breakdown. There you go. Elle won the case in, like, 5 minutes. Pretty spectacular. After the case, Warner tries to get Elle back, and she refuses and shits on him and walks away. We cut to a 2 years later title screen, and it's graduation. Which I guess, does it only take 2 years to get your law degree?
I think that, like I said, like this is a different type of schooling. Like it's like a finishing school for...
It's Harvard. It's Harvard law.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. And Elle gets to speak at the graduation. She gives like this nice flowery speech. And then there's like a weird scene of like her mom and dad are in the crowd and dad's just rocking a martini like in the middle of this college.
I loved it.
How'd this guy get that drink in there?
They could have done about 3 more scenes of him always holding a martini.
Yeah. And then we get like one of those things where they show each character and what they did. And they show that like Warner finished school, but he wasn't that great at it. He never got a job. Find out that Elle is going to go to like a law firm and be a lawyer.
Luke Wilson's getting ready to propose to her that night.
Yeah.
Which those two,
And he has his own law firm.
two people with impeccably strong jawlines.
They really are, yeah.
They really could. I just wanted to throw walnuts at them.
And then Vivian, she graduates, becomes a lawyer, and her and Elle are still like best friends.
Yeah.
They become best friends. And that's the movie, CJ. That's Legally Blonde.
Oof.
I object. Do you have any flowers, grand gestures?
I was hoping for
Special
more. Special
counsel?
This. I really was hoping for more. This is one of those ones where I'd never seen it, but everybody knows about it, so I was like, there's got to be some meat on this bone.
Yeah, I thought so too.
There wasn't.
Yeah, there really wasn't. There wasn't much.
I didn't even look up anything on this. I love seeing Luke Wilson. Love seeing Jennifer Coolidge. Reese Witherspoon, this and Freeway. I don't know any other movies she's in.
Sweet Home Alabama.
That's got to be on our list,
Yeah, it's
right?
on the list, yeah.
Hopefully that one's better.
I saw that in theaters with a girlfriend, like, way back in the day. That movie came out
Britney
probably
Spears
like
movie?
2000s. No,
I'm all confused.
it's a Reese Witherspoon. She goes back to her small town and tries to get back her boyfriend. It's another movie where Reese Witherspoon tries to break up a relationship, basically.
Okay.
So that's apparently her thing. That's what Reese does.
Then Julia Roberts' move. I
Yeah.
got it.
That's it? You got nothing really?
No,
All right.
not really.
I don't have much. I thought, I guess this was actually based on a book originally. This was a novel or an autobiographical book about a woman's time in law school.
Oh boy.
The author, Amanda Brown, she used to write letters back home regarding her inability to fit in with her classmates.
She was just too pretty.
Yeah, she later made a manuscript based on those letters and sent it to an agent who was drawn to it because it was the only manuscript submitted written on pink paper, referenced in this movie. I
Wow.
thought that was clever. And the Chihuahua who played Bruiser was named Mooney. And he passed away on March 10th, 2016. He was 18 years old. Rest in peace, Mooney.
Yeah, that's a good boy.
Yeah,
I know he's a Chihuahua, but he's a good boy.
that's it. Chick flick it to a dick flick it?
Yeah.
You go first, because I'm going to be honest with you. I completely forgot to think of one, and I don't know if I'm going to have one. So why don't you go first?
Boy, I'm not going to give you a ton of time on this. So really, it's all about Luke Wilson. Anytime I see this guy, my inner dialogue actually turns to the narrator's voice from Idiocracy. I know you know what the voice of it,
Yeah.
like what Joe didn't understand. So I really just wanted to add that narrator into this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it would be a lot funnier if every time one of these goofy little things happens, like, he just comes in and is like, what Elle was about to learn was that the law was harder than they had thought. And then one of her friends ends up getting hired by Upgrade, the pimp.
I like it.
Yeah.
And there's a trial in Idiocracy, too. So, she could be the lawyer for him.
Oh, there you go.
Work
Let's
out.
just mix this all together. Put them both in a tube. Send them to the year 5000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they can do this together.
I like it. All right, you're right. I didn't think of anything. I got nothing. I'm just going to lean into the fact that this was an R-rated movie. Make it raunchier. Give me more scenes in that sorority house. A lot more nudity. And, that's mine. I got nothing. I dropped the ball on this one. I didn't think of anything for this movie. Yeah. This movie just didn't do it for me.
It didn't inspire me at all.
Yeah. I got a good Nick Cage, though. So
I think I do too.
All right, let's Nick Cage it. You go first.
All right. Because he could really fit in a lot of places. He could be the Cabana Boy. He could be her dad. He could be Luke Wilson.
He could be a professor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He could be the Chihuahua. Oh, I know where I'd put
There
him.
is quite a few shots once they get to the courtroom drama portion of this movie.
Yeah.
Over the shoulder of the court stenographer?
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Oh,
drawing.
yeah, and he's drawing all the pictures of the people on the. Well, I think this. Who types the notes for the court?
Oh,
that might be
court
the stenographer.
sketch artist.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's quite a few scenes, and they're all like these crazy caricatures of the people on the stand. I just loved for them all to be him.
Just pictures of Nicolas Cage.
Just this guy's just sitting in the corner drawing pictures of Nicolas. That's what I'd do if I was a court sketch guy.
I like it. I think I would have made him the UPS guy and just making a ton of
absolutely. He
like,
would
dick
fit
jokes.
in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got a big one for you.
Do you mean a dinosaur skull?
I'm really happy with mine. This is going to make up for the fact that I didn't have a chick flick to a dick flick,
Okay.
which I apologize for. I'll come back stronger and harder next week with a better one. Dorky David Kidney. I had no idea who this guy was. I've never seen him in anything else in my life. But I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, that's just an interesting looking guy.
For sure.
So before I was even trying to connect anything to Nicolas Cage, I Googled the cast because I wanted to see who this guy was. Not even in my mind thinking this is my Nicolas Cage connection, right? I look up his name and he's credited as Oz Perkins. Sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not really sure. He's Anthony Perkins' son, the guy who played Norman Bates in Psycho.
Oh.
Oz Perkins is what he was credited as in this movie. His full name, Osgood Perkins.
Osgood, not Oswald.
Osgood Perkins. That name I know. He's a horror movie director.
No shit.
Most recent movie, Longlegs,
Oh.
starring Nicolas motherfucking Cage.
Damn.
Right?
That was fast and stranger than I thought it would
I
be.
know. I was strange for me too. Like I'm looking at it and I read it and I was like, oh, this guy directed Longlegs. And I stood at my phone for a second longer and I went, holy shit. That's my connection. It's right there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good
So that
work.
one was just like fucking serendipitous. It
Nice.
just happened. Let's rate it.
Ooh, 1.5?
Okay.
And I mean, that's basically the Jennifer Coolidge bump.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
This movie was... It just... I mean, of lists of movies that aren't made for me, this was disappointing
Yeah.
because I had expected more from it.
Okay.
Like, I thought this was going to be funnier. I thought there was going to... It was just... You know, like everything from the weird dance scene that was shoehorned in to... This was made... I guess, like, it's like you said, this should have been a rated R movie. And I guess they were just like, well, nobody's really going to want to watch it of a certain age. We just got to shoehorn this in for 13-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And you could really feel that. I didn't like it.
There is a sequel. Maybe the sequel will be better.
Oh, yeah, we're going to put that on the
Oh,
list.
it's on the list.
'cause-
It took the place of this one.
You know what I think I was expecting was like a step-up situation. Maybe not that dramatic, but where it turned out to be an alright movie
Yeah,
in the end.
yeah, right.
Especially because it was fucking weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was just bad.
All right. I'm about the same page. I was going to go 2. I didn't like this movie at all. Like, I didn't feel anything while I was watching this. I was just bored the entire time, which is not great.
Yeah.
Maybe... What'd you give it?
1.5.
I'm going with... we're going both 1.5 with this. I think 2's even
Nice.
too high for this, because it didn't do anything for me. And I worry, like, when we do this podcast, it's either Tiptoes, where it's so bad it's good, and there's so much crazy shit to talk about, or there's so much good stuff that happens that there's something to talk about. I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to talk about this movie for more than like 5 minutes, because nothing happens in this movie. It is just boring. Elle Woods is, I guess, a likable character. She doesn't do anything to, like, offend me, but she's also just kind of there. And none of the side characters, aside from Jennifer Coolidge, are all that interesting. Like, no one has any personality. No one's really all that great. Just, this movie was just meh for me. Like,
I would have liked a whole movie of the UPS guy and Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, that I'd watch.
Not even any crazy hijinks, just them two being around each other. That would have been so much more fun.
100% I'd watch that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's a 1.5. I can't even, like, really go into depth on this review, because it just...
Blah.
This movie did nothing for me.
Yeah.
I was bored the entire time, couldn't wait for it to be over. 1.5 at this point, now that I'm hearing myself talk, might be too high. But I'm going to stick with 1.5. I don't get it.
Nice.
All right. Let's roll the next one. Let's hope it's Legally Blonde 2. We are at number 185.
We have number 96.
Ooh, that's a high one. Huh. We're going classic. We're going old school.
Oh, no shit.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Ooh.
Oh.
This has inspired some music.
At least one song that I know of, yes. This is in our old-timey portion of the... We've got about 6 movies that are probably maybe in black and white. I don't even know.
I don't think this one's in black and white, though.
Okay, it might not be.
This is Katharine Hepburn? No.
No, that might be right. And the guy from Gregory Peck? The guy from To Kill a Mockingbird? And The Birds? Is that Gregory Peck in both of those? I don't even fucking know.
I mean, my movie experience...
Audrey Hepburn, is that what you said? Or Katharine Hepburn?
I said Katharine. I think it's Audrey Hepburn.
There's 2 Hepburns. It
Yeah.
could be one of the 2.
It could be either Burns.
All right, well...
The movies I like pretty much started like 1980s.
Yeah, I'm not a big old movie guy.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
there's some that break the mold here and there, but hopefully this one is. I know about this movie, or at least I've heard the name a ton of times, so I have high hopes.
At least I know, like, my opening next week already, I can just sing this song.
Ooh,
There you go.
That
All
was a
right.
great music video.
I don't remember it. Maybe I'll watch that
Just
too.
like a bunch of guys on the back of a flatbed being driven around like New York City.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and playing in weird parking spots and shit.
No.
Yeah.
All right, we'll watch that too. So until next week, everyone, when we discuss the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's and the music video for Breakfast at Tiffany's, please check us out wherever you get your podcasts, rate us, review us, send us an email, you've.gotmails@yahoo.com, and check us out on Facebook, where CJ makes a sweet, sweet meme every week. He's laughing, but it's true. I love these memes. He's really coming into his own on these things. The last few have just been some of the best I've seen. So you're missing out. And until next time, when we discuss Breakfast at Tiffany's, stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
And don't forget to bend and snap.
Bend and snap.